my most memorable is June 25th, 2012. That's when I became a Contec employee. I was a contract employee for, I think, 23 months, and I finally got hired, and it was special.
Halloween around here is always fun. So we have a lot of people who dress up for Halloween. We have people who bring in treat bags for people. So Halloween is always a fun time of the year, but the costume closet that Jack must have at his house would have to be immense. But Jack came in dressed as Jack's 6'6". He came in dressed as a giant Dorothy. So he came in this short dress, fishnet stocking hose. He had red glittery platform shoes on, and he came in. He's got this wig. It is the funniest thing you've ever seen.
The most memorable moment was on Friday the 13th of all days, received a request for us to meet in the conference room because we were going to find out that we were all going to start working from home. I had only been on the job for 2 weeks. And at this point, I'm being thrown into a situation where I don't know what's next. I was terrified that I was possibly going to be laid off or I wasn't going to have anything to do, but just to know that Elaine and Ashley and everyone else within HR found a way for us to make this situation work meant so much because I was terrified. Everyone else from the other companies I previously worked with, they were furloughed. They weren't able to go to work, but I still had the opportunity to continue working in the pandemic.
I think probably one of the earliest, funniest moments I can remember is probably when I just started working in the office, maybe in the samples department, and Jack McBride comes down the warehouse and rollerblades, and it was Halloween, and he was all dressed up and decked out, and it's totally unexpected. I didn't know Jack that well yet, and here he comes rollerblading down the aisle and just screaming "Happy Halloween!" So that was probably one of the earliest memorable Halloweens. I was like, this place is different in a good way. In a good way.
When I first started here, stacking, I was trying so hard, and I finally got up into the high 90 percentile. And the trainer, JT, he came up behind me and he was like, "You're finally in the highest 90 percentile. What is your son's name?" And I told him, Jaden. And he was just like, "Jaden is so proud of you." And I literally teared up when he said that to me.
One day I was working, Jack comes through and bends over and he's got a diaper on it that says, cleaning depends on Contec for 30 years. And it's like, okay, so here's this purple guy in my office with a diaper in my face,
Really late because something went wrong with part of our laundry system. So it was bad. People had to go home. We couldn't start up. It was quite the crisis. 8 of us sitting around in the circle, staring at this cabinet, which is our soap system. And it ended up being something little. I keep the pump on my shelf as a memento, as a very humbling reminder that sometimes it's the simplest things that create the biggest problems.
The spirit of the moment is when Jack McBride, the CEO, sometimes he would dress up for Halloween or things like that. And there was memories of how he would dress, and this was, you had to laugh because he was making us all feel good. And my hat's off to Jack McBride.